Welcome to Broken, Not Done, the Still Here journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's word of the day is lies of the brain. I hope you take something away from this, learn something, and certainly grow in your walk with mental illness. Good morning. This morning we're going to be talking about the lies your brain tells you. I've got a lot of experience with this, and definitely don't let your brain take over. Make sure you're working your way through it and processing all these feelings and thoughts. So the lies in your brain, the lies that your brain is telling you, they're pretty wide and varied. The first lie that we're going to talk about is the lie of hopelessness, that there's nothing ahead for you. There's nothing good for you. Everywhere you go is going to be dead end. That's not true. These are all obstacles that you can come over. Sometimes it's one day at a time, sometimes it's more. But if you hang in there, you work hard, you can overcome it. The second lie that we go over is a lie of isolation. This one's a big one for me. I think that nobody can help me. There's nothing that can be right. I just want to be alone in my thoughts and wallow in my sorrow. And that is literally the worst thing that you can do. Now, I know there's a time and a place for isolation. I get that. And that makes sense. But isolating also gets you in that looping thought process of, oh, everything's going to be terrible, everything's going to be bad. Now, what if you exchange that thought process, that looping thought process, and put somebody else in the picture and started to just talk to them about what's on your mind and what you feel hopeless about, and gave it a different spin, gave it a different thought. Now, you're not going to ever find perfection or a cure from that one conversation with one person. But what you will find is a small shift. Every time you do it, every time you go to isolate, if you just take 5 minutes and talk to somebody else, or even 1 minute, or if you go out on the sand and just lay in it, just feel everything that's going on, that's going to cause a gigantic shift in your thought process and change that isolation over to a conversation. The next lie we're going to talk about is the lie of being a burden. That's one that I'm sure has been on your plate at some point or another. The straight answer is you're not a burden. You got to look at it from the perspective of those around you, those that love you, that care about you. Even the government systems, they're there for a reason. They're there to take care of people with mental illness. Now you might be saying, it's just depression, it'll go away, I have meds now, whatever it is. But there's so many programs out there that are meant to help people with mental illness. Doesn't matter how small or how big it is. Use them. That's what they're there for. We all paid into it when we were younger, or there's older people that pay into it now. We all paid into it. It's all there for our use, so definitely use it. And as far as your loved ones go, the people that are around you, they have nothing to gain by helping you. They may lose something. That's true, but that loss is well worth it. You got to look at it from their perspective when it comes to being a burden. If you look at it from their perspective, then you might be able to understand a little bit better. And again, this is not something you think about and all of a sudden you're cured, all of a sudden everything's okay. This is going to be something that happens over time, where you learn to look at it from other people's perspectives, and then slowly your brain starts to reform that thought process. So stick with it. You can do it. I had to do it on all accounts. I felt like all of those things. And I actually asked my brother, I said, you're calling me every day, and he has Parkinson's. That's a big deal when it comes to stress. And I asked him, this has got to be causing you stress. And he's like, little brother, it's worth it. It's worth it to have you around, to be able to love you, to be able to text you every day and talk to you. And that's the perspective that you need to keep. So stick with it. Mental health Mental illness tells powerful lies. These are going to be deep-seated in you and very difficult to get over. But that's why you have a support system. That's why you don't isolate. And that's why you see your doctor. And please, for God's sake, take your medications. Do not stop them. That's probably the biggest truth I can tell you. And remind yourself those lies aren't truth. It's trauma, exhaustion, and imbalance. So find that balance. Become unexhausted. Do what you have to do, but stick with it, because you're broken. You're not done. You're still on that journey, and that means you're already winning. Thank you for walking with me on another journey. I hope you enjoyed it, and definitely come back next week. I got something special for you, so hang in there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Have a wonderful day.